And now the Tema Oil Refinery has initiated investigations into a fire that engulfed a booster station Friday, 29 September 2023. The facility is said to be owned and operated by Quantum Oil Company Limited, sited less than a kilometer from Tema Oil Refinery's main plants. The booster station is connected to a 12-inch main pipeline used for discharging oil, and also we know all forms of liquefied petroleum gases are transported through that arrangement arriving from the port. Now, reacting to the incident, the PRO of Tor Matilda from assured John News that investigations will be conducted, while emphasizing that the refinery operations will not be impacted in any way. My colleague Carlos Caloni has more and joins us now. Carlos, what's the latest and what's the PRO telling you?
Basically saying that they have launched investigations into the matter. In fact, when we went there in the morning, there were about 5 fire tenders and a number of firefighters were also there. I also saw officials from the Quantum Oil Company as well as officials from Tema Oil Refinery and then from the Tema Municipal Assembly. And so by the time we got there, the fire had already been doused. And so according to the PRO, this particular pipeline where the fire occurred has been isolated, and so that the pressure that was building up in it would not go into other pipelines on that particular lane. And so that's what they've been able to do now, and coupled with the investigation that they are going to launch into the activity. And so that's what she has been telling us.
So for the PR, I mean, based on your interaction with her, what details are we getting from what the next steps will be?
All right, so because this particular booster station is primarily managed by Quantum Oil Company, based on what she's saying, it's going to be more like a collaboration between the Tema Oil Refinery and the Quantum to investigate the matter, together with the Ghana Fire Service, to really ascertain what caused the fire. And so for now, I mean, she's happy that no casualties have been recorded and the pipeline has not been damaged to beyond repair and all that. So the situation is under control. And then I tried to find out from her if this is actually going to impact their operation in any way. And she was like, no, this will not have any impact at all on operations of the Tema Oil Refinery, because at the time the incident happened, they were actually offloading a vessel, and by the time the fire was doused and then the pressure also diffused, then everything was brought under control. So as we speak, from her position, it appears that everything is okay now, and so they will now be waiting for outcome of the investigation to really ascertain what caused the fire, and then they will be able to put in place measures to avert any reoccurrence of such fire at the booster station. But when the incident happened, actually, there were 2 booster stations, one which was being managed by, what's the name, Quantum, and the other belongs to the Tema Oil Refinery. So we just want to get it straight that the particular one that had the incident belonged to Quantum Oil, not Tema Oil Refinery. Other media people are reporting that the facility itself was scattered by fire, but indeed it was a booster station about a kilometer away from the facility itself.
Okay, let's listen to the PR explain these issues earlier.
We investigated to know what actually caused it and what measures can be put in place to avert the situation from recurring.
What level of damage have you recorded as a result of the fire?
As I indicated, there's not been any damage recorded at the moment. So we are waiting for the investigations to be to commence and to also complete for us to know if there's been any potential damage to the line.
How critical are these lines to the operations of Tema Oil Refinery?
Okay, so this line is the 12 inches pipeline that serves for LPG. So every import that comes to the harbor, this is the line used to discharge it. So though this belongs to Quantum, Tor has access to it as well, because that is the line that uses it to pump to the loading, to the MOP tanks, and then it is discharged at the loading gantry. So we have a common use of the line, just that this booster station belongs to Quantum.
How is this going to impact operations of TOR?
For now, it wouldn't, because we had almost completed the discharge from the vessel. So the only thing we did was to isolate the line so that the pressure buildup does not continue or increases. We've been able to isolate all of that, and so the situation is under control as we speak now, and as you can see.
Yeah, safety concerns. I mean, did you have people on the grounds checking to ascertain? Does that mean that negligence on the part of somebody?
No, not at all, because the safety people on site plus the security people on site actually gave the alarm, and so the siren came at the right time for us to respond.
So what is the way forward?
The way forward will be after the investigations have been concluded.
We are told that you actually brought in some fire brigade. From which unit did you?
From TOR and then from the Ghana National Fire Service. Precisely.
So for now, we can say that the situation is under control?
It's under control.
Yeah.
Under control.
What would you want to say to the public? I mean, those of us who are concerned that TOR is under fire and we're going to lose, we're not going to have fuel to drive our vehicles and all that.
Oh, they shouldn't be alarmed at all, because the situation has been brought under control, and this is not going to impact on what is supposed to go to the market. Yes, it's just the discharge that has ended. But for the loading gantry at TOR, it's still working and product to go out as usual.
And I'll miss the honking horns and also exhaust fumes that characterize urban traffic. A green solution is silently emerging. Electric motorcycles, agile and eco-friendly, are zipping through the gridlock, offering a sustainable alternative to traditional gas-powered bikes. At the forefront of this electric evolution is the Kofa Technologies Innovative Swap and Go program. Michael Ashale has more in our latest story on air quality.
It is a regular day on the streets of Accra, and as usual, cars lock up in traffic and motorcycles meander the confusing maze. There is a motorbike everywhere you look. Some of the riders are in the delivery business, while others use the bikes for their commute. Many of them are fossil fuel consuming monsters that emit cocktails of pollutants. Electric motorcycles are silently carving a path through the chaos, offering a clean and efficient alternative to their gas-guzzling counterparts.
It is now generally accepted that the future is electric. For many people that use combustion engines, especially drivers, their concern is how to go about it, more especially on the availability of charging stations and batteries.
Polluting sources of energy to cleaner sources of energy. So we are focused on how do we help Africans make that transition, starting here from Ghana.
Ida Mano is the Vice President in charge of marketing at Kofa Technologies.
We decided that with our swap and go technology, we were able to build a solution that is more end-to-end to replacing the energy sources that motorcycles use. So with swap and go technology, we can empower people to use electric motorcycles and have them. It's a form that is analogous to petrol stations.
Kofa's Swap and Go initiative is a game changer for electric motorcycle enthusiasts. Here, riders can exchange their depleted batteries for fully charged ones in a matter of minutes, all while reducing harmful emissions.
Looking at how can we move society from a carbon polluting society to a society that is still powered, is still productive, but using cleaner, greener forms of energy that are not polluting the environment, causing adverse health effects on members of the society.
Some bikers like Priscilla Afeli have seen great improvement since she switched to an EV bike.
I was surprised when I saw the electric bike. So I was like, what is this? Is this some toy? But when I sat on it and then I rode it for time, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is so cool. If they'll ask me with a power bike and then with this, I would first class take this, because there's no noise, no pollution of air, and like it's just smooth on the way. It's just cool to go.
Ghana hopes to achieve net zero emissions by 2025. Studies show that on average, a motorbike produces 119.6 grams of carbon dioxide per kilometer, assuming there's a single rider. Having 2 or more riders will make the bike heavier, which would make the engine work harder and produce more carbon dioxide. Electric bikes will be a real game changer. Muftau Omar works as a data analyst and has been monitoring data on CO2 emissions at COFES laboratory.
For non-EV bikes, they are at the moment doing about 23 kilometers per liter, which in turn would put them around, say, 2.3 or 2.2 kilograms of CO2 for every liter of petrol that they use. We have monitoring dashboards to track all these things. I think in last month we are doing our 170 kilograms CO2 saved every month, or on the average. But now I think this month is around 200 kilograms of CO2 saved per rider on a daily basis. We are able to even track on our phones. We've built dashboards to enable us to track all these metrics. The end game for us is to really have more bikes in the system and to offset as much CO2 as possible.
EV motorbikes make up a small fraction of all bikes roaming free on the streets of Accra. However, they are paving the way for a cleaner, quieter and more accessible urban future. The future of urban transportation is electric and not just a dream. It's the silent revolution of electric motorcycles, changing the way we move through our cities, one ride at a time. This story was a collaboration with New Narratives, and funding was provided by the Clean Air Fund. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.